Thank you. All right, we have the summaries from both the Festal and the Coburg room. I'm going to count on two of our board members to take the lead on those. First up, we will have Richard Bagnall.
Thank you, JB. So hi, everyone. First of all, I just add my thanks to Giles. Giles, great session. It really is a privilege for me to be a friend of yours and to have watched your journey. And from those humble beginnings, I remember sitting on upturned boxes with stretched Ethernet cables in a small room and watch you build, really, I think, probably the most successful transaction of all in our industry so far. Certainly one of them. And thank you for coming and talking to us about it. What a great day, right? I said we're back. I said how good it's going to be. I said what great content we've got. Another fantastic day building on yesterday. I really enjoyed the drinks last night and the dinner. I enjoyed the karaoke. And the drinks I enjoyed probably a little bit too much. So I have to be honest, I did feel a bit ropey this morning. So I was slightly nervous of how we were going to start. And what a start by Stefan Vera. What an absolutely amazing talk he gave us, full of high energy. It was just exactly the start that we needed. High energy and high eyebrows, I think, is what we took away. I remembered that we have to smile so much that we get wrinkles. Don't, whatever you do, get Botox. That was another hot tip. And the other hot tip that I thought I'd remind us all was that he has this free weekly tips that he'll, I think, send to our inbox. So go to his website and take a look at that. So I spent most of my day in here, had some great sessions. The first one I saw was with Stavros and Clemens. Stavros from Data Scouting and Clemens from APA Com. And they were talking about the European approach to AI, which is quite a contrast from our first session this morning. But they made the topic sexy. They had great body language, energy, and eyebrows. So thank you to those gentlemen. And what we heard was that Europe has been behind America and Asia Pacific with AI investment. And it now has a coordinated plan on AI. It's all about aligning member states, single market for data sharing, investment in EU data spaces and the cloud, and a fantastic website, AI for EU, which I took a look at and recommend that everybody else does as well. And it reminded me, as a reluctant Brexited person, of quite what you lose when you're not a part of a wider community like that. Clemens shared 7 key requirements for trustworthy AI. I thought worth reiterating them. It was about human agency and oversight, tech robustness and safety, privacy and data governance, transparency, diversity, non-discrimination and fairness, environmental and societal well-being and accountability. I thought they were great things. And he had 2 key takeaways which resonated with me, which was about investing in trustworthy AI means strengthening trust in your brand. I thought that was a great point. And that I think the other one, AI is going to shape our industry, so we may as well get on and define its proper use. I thought that was a good reminder to us all. We had a brilliant case study from Barbara. I'm not sure if Barbara's still with us, but thank you to her, and thank you again to our headline sponsor, Observer, for getting Barbara from Volksbank. She talked about the link and the benefits of sports sponsorship with the skiing jumpers. One of them had jumped 200 meters, if you remember, which I thought was a hell of a thing. I couldn't even run it, let alone jump it. And she showed the benefits of that sponsorship. There was, I thought, an interesting word of warning, which is that the popularity of the sports star doesn't necessarily equate to no criticism of them or of their brand. In fact, she could see that it was the opposite. But in terms of the benefit, she was able to point to clear benefits for the bank, and it was allowing it to punch above its weight in terms of market share and awareness and all of that good stuff. Then I think we went into a topic which I think everybody's interested in, which is all about how do you show predictive analytics and predictive data from social. And we had a great talk from Paul Quigley. I'm not sure where you are, Paul, but it was delivered beautifully. I know you're a sponsor this year, and thank you so much for that talk. And some fascinating case studies showing this emerging power of predictive analytics. And what Paul showed us with case studies from the World Health Organization, from Ford, and with the Sudanese government as well, was that literally, if used properly, you can save lives and prevent wars. I thought that, one really, if you missed it, do go back and take a look. Then the long distance award goes to AMEC friend Neri and Jack Stedman. Jack, I'm not sure if you're here, but if you are, a very warm welcome to AMEC at your first summit. I think Jack shows us, Jack's the Jake, the head of marketing at Access Intelligence. And Neri, of course, is with Icentia, part of Access Intelligence. Jake comes from a background of Twitter and Deliveroo, I think, and some really great brands. And that reminded me of how far this industry has come, that Jake could come to an organization like Access and say, I'm really excited by the potential and what we're doing here and the data that I can get my hands on. And their approach was all about audience intelligence from all these different brands that are in the Access fold. Neri, I thought, a lovely note of caution, which is absolutely right, and I think it's one that we ignore at our peril, which is that the market still wants to demonstrate activity as its primary goal. And I think as we talk about proving value, as we talk about measuring outcomes, we do need to remember that actually a lot of our market is perhaps not in that same space in terms of what it wants around the world, and that it is actually looking to demonstrate activity first. So let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. So thank you to those guys for that talk. Moen from 9 Stars, a massive friend and supporter of AMEC. Moen, thank you to you and 9 Stars for your ongoing support. And what a talk. It was stratospheric levels above my capabilities, but it was all about how much data is coming to us. We talked about the emerging data, Web3, metaverse, virtual worlds, alternative selves, blockchain, NFTs, bitcoins, 5G, 6G. I didn't even know 6G was coming, but then there's more data coming, all kinds of good stuff. But there's lots of technology that's going to help us to speed up and do things better, enable productivity, better efficiency, eliminate mistakes. So lots to look forward to there, and highly recommend everyone to go back and go through that one in detail. Felicia, thank you for your case study that you talked about and sharing Maverick's journey with us, and thank you to you and to Ong for coming over to be at our conference here. I remember fondly 2018 in Barcelona when you first came over. It was a privilege and a pleasure for me to do a little bit to help support the work that you do, because what you do, I think, is in the spirit of everything that AMEC is, which is about learning from us, sharing here, and then taking that learning and sharing back in your market, and helping to the incoming tide to lift all of those ships. And I think you really show the AMEC spirit there, and say thank you so much for that. And a great case study on a great client, which you told me at the break was your first client, WhatsApp. I mean, what a client to have as your first ever client, right? WhatsApp. But thank you. We appreciated it. And then the last one I just wanted to touch on was the ethics session with Francis Ingham from the PRCA and Mary Beth West from Fletcher Marketing. First thing I want to say, I'm not sure Francis is here, but when we talk about partners and having the right spirit, Francis and the PRCA have been critically important partners of AMEC for many, many years, and I want to publicly thank them and acknowledge how important that support that they always give us. You'll remember that Francis won the Don Bartholomew Award last year, partly as recognition of that. He believes in the importance of measurement and evaluation, and has been instrumental in helping us to bring it more formally into the PR agency world. But Francis and Mary Beth were talking about the importance of ethics, and to put that in context, we talked a bit about the PRCA taking, I think, probably a world-famous stance with Bell Pottinger and the unfortunate activity that had been going on around the Gupta case. And Francis talked about the great personal cost that had come, and he did it very humbly, but receiving death threats and all kinds of stuff when you take a stance about something because you know that it's right. And obviously, we have the situation at the moment with Ukraine, and PRCA has again, I think, led the comms industry with its response to that in terms of being very clear that none of its members can do anything to do with supporting Russian businesses for the time being. What they've done is they've set up a PRC Ethics Council. Mary Beth West is on that council, and she explained partnerships again. So what they've done is they've got two external partners. One is the ECI, which is the Ethics and Compliance Initiative, and the other one is the IBE, which is the Institute of Business Ethics. One's based in DC, one's based in the UK. And they've commissioned two studies to look at ethics. One of the studies is looking at how different PR associations around the world are treating their ethics, how they're communicating, what's in it, how rigorous are they. And the other one's looking at PR organizations. Those surveys are both coming, one's coming in a couple of weeks, one's coming in a couple of months. There is such a thing, I wasn't aware of this, but there is an ethics month. It's going to be September this year, and they'll both be out in time for Ethics Month in September. There's a great website, ethics.org, which we were all urged to go and take a look at. So I thought I'd share that nugget with you as well. So go and take a look at ethics.org. I know in the AMEC board we've been talking about the importance of ethics within our industry and ethical collection of data and measurement, and I'm sure that's something that the board and the association will be taking further into the future. So that's a whistle-stop tour of all the amazing content that I've been privileged to hear today.
Thank you so much, Richard, for your day 2 after 2 wonderful days of summary, putting you to work very hard and making sure that you stayed in here and didn't stay out too late. Do you want to stay on the stage in a therapy chair while we get our second summary? That'll be great. Asim, if you'll join us and then give the summary from the Coburg room.
All right, thank you. I was in the other room and I missed all these sessions, but they sound very, very exciting. We had some interesting sessions in our room as well. We started the day with a case study, and this case study was presented by Raj Kumar from Aviva UK and Anna Salter from Onclusive. Raj showed us how Aviva integrated feedback from many stakeholders to find the real issues that Aviva should be working on. And Anna, on the other hand, showed us what was being done in the background, and she showed us how the Onclusive team balances AI and human insights to help Raj find those real issues. So that was the first session. It was very exciting. The second one was from our young friends from Colombia, Juan and Isabella from Buho. They talked about how they're using data for storytelling. And if you missed that session, you may want to go back and look at the videos. They talked about how they have incorporated in their hiring process that they need to get analysts who are good storytellers. After that, we had Tina from Institute of Public Relations present the study that they conducted earlier on misinformation and disinformation. She shared all the findings with us, and by the way, that report is available. So if you've missed that session, you can go online, get that report. I would encourage you to do that. Then we had Mary Elizabeth Germain from Ketchum. She's also a board director at AMEC, and she presented a case study highlighting the importance of planning for successful measurement. And she also talked to us about how she convinced a client to create a new measurement charter and drop everything that they had been doing earlier. It's very interesting. In fact, that charter, just a one-page document, is very, very powerful. You may want to check it out. Next, we had Marian Morgan. She's the Director of Research and Analytics at City Press. She made a case for why expertise is far more important than just the tools that are available out there. Marian works with a medium-sized PR firm in UK. And if you are a mid-sized PR firm, you should not miss that session at all, because she talked about how she set up a measurement team within her company. And now she's able to deliver far better PR programs. The company is able to deliver far better PR programs using the insights that this measurement team is able to generate for them. Alex Judd, I think Alex is in the room. It was so nice to see you. You're so tall, I'd never realized that on the Zoom calls. He's the head of impact and planning at Clarity PR, and he talked about something very, very critical. How to convince the CFO to invest monies in brand building. And he did not even stop there. He said, now that I've convinced him to put money in brand building, how can I get this money into communication? I'll not tell you more. I'll not do justice to the subject. You should go watch that video. Then we had Maya Kaleva from Cometric, and Ben Levine, who could not be with us physically, but he joined us virtually. And they talked about how they partnered to deliver a measurement solution for a client. And not just that, how they were able to add significant value just because they were working together. Two companies working together to deliver a measurement program. So that was very interesting. Then, because I came to this room, there was another session by Rob Key here, from CEO of Conversion. And he showed us how the company is using NLP models and technology to connect reputation to business outcomes, not just for historical analysis, but for predictive use cases as well. Honestly, that was a very techie presentation. Thank you very much. I loved it. That presentation encouraged me to go back to your booth and start looking at the dashboards. I did that. So thank you so much. And finally, we had Alison Spray from H&K Strategies. I think she kind of took forward what Rob had started, making a case for technology and how technology needs to be used, not just as something that provides efficiency benefits, but something that opens up new markets and new opportunities for you. So that was in the other room, and thank you, Giles. That was straight from the heart. We loved it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. If you'll, thanks so much. Bear with us for a few more minutes. A couple of housekeeping items that I want to, Asim, if you'll join us here too. I want to go through a couple of videos through the time so that we can see this too. But a couple of housekeeping items. So after we're done here today, you will all be missed until we can see each other again, which I hope will be soon. The awards will be opening next week. The Global Measurement and Evaluation Awards. So I want to make sure everyone is aware of that. Put that on your calendar. Final deadline will be the second week of July. That means entries in, not scrambling phone call. Aren't we going to get just one more week? Not that that ever happens. You know who you are. That is in preparation of a awards banquet that we will be having in celebration in the UK during Measurement Month. That final date will be resolved once we have contract agreements finalized with the venue, but we look forward to welcoming everyone for another celebration. You've been so lovely together now. You can go back to your offices and start making the case and putting it in the budget to come celebrate the winners, to look forward again. We will also be having probably a half-day program as well as a half-day boot camp, Train the Trainer. So AMEC is going to be launching a course by where you can go into your clients, you can do something on a broader scale at the local universities with some of the classes to help some of the academics and educators. At the completion of that 4 to 6 hour boot camp, you'll be able to give them a completion of that they've kind of made that first step into the measurement and evaluation best practice world. And then that will come with a document. It's not a certificate because we are based in the UK, and that means something really important there that we can't use that as a generic term. So you'll receive a document. The trainer's signature will be there, as well as the AMEC verification certifying that trainer of being a trusted source of best practices. And then we'll probably do another half-day program. We also have our AGM, which is our annual meeting there for any changes, and we expect to see some good conversation going on there now with some changes we're looking to make into the governance. So put those things on your calendar. Measurement Month will be in November, and it's always the best of all worlds. But to that end, we have, you've been here for a couple of days, and it's always fun to me when I think back about my first couple of years here. So I wanted to share some of my favorite moments of the past, but also tell you. So the pictures that Marco has been taking, Marco is here. Marco has been taking. We will add those to the website in the next couple of days so that you'll be able to download any of those images that feature you or your favorite people that you want to have printed out, and pictures for your living room of your new friends and old friends that you might have. We welcome that. Something about being here is the people that are here in person, the people who are joining us in hybrid. All of these sessions will be available on demand to everyone who is registered. So you have unique credentials. We have a couple more seats that we can sell for on-demand sessions. Those will go on sale the week of June 13th at a slightly lower price. Anyone who refers someone to purchase the on-demand summit will go into a drawing for a full registration for the next summit. So if you refer 3 people to purchase an on-demand summit package, you will have 3 entries into the drawing for a free summit registration. So pretty exciting, not like a, multi-level marketing situation, but really encourage your friends who you care about, who you want to be smarter, to take advantage of all of this great programming that you've had the opportunity of catching in its live view. But I go back and think about some of my favorite times in kind of this evolution of AMEC. And I will start with one of my favorite videos that was from Prague, where we solved the great debate of, is it AMEC or AMEC? And I think we have sound, right?
I say both AMEC and AMEC.
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 AMEC. AMEC.
It's AMEC.
It's obviously AMEC. There's no question about it. AMEC.
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 AMEC. AMEC.
AMEC.
There is only one way to pronounce it. AMEC.
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 I would say AMEC.
AMEC.
Okay, so I would pronounce it AMEC.
Okay, I'm definitely going for AMEC.
I say AMEC.
It's AMEC.
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 AMEC. AMEC.
AMEC. I like AMEC.
AMEC. AMEC.
AMEC.
Definitely AMEC.
AMEC.
I would pronounce it AMEC for the simple reason that it's an acronym. AMEC, just in the same way as you pronounce it the AA. So, AMEC.
AMEC.
I say AMEC, but in Swedish I would say AMEC.
I used to say AMEC. Richard Bagnall pulled me aside in Beijing last year and told me that that was not the done thing. And from that point in time, I've only ever called it AMEC.
All right.
Well, I think I'll be in the minority, but I call it AMEC.
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 Clearly and obviously, it's AMEC.
Special thanks to Nancy Kroll for making that video possible. It was a very fun part of the Prague Summit of getting everyone's assessment there. And special thanks to Richard for putting everyone on the road to the straight and narrow of the correct pronunciation. And you can see his hard work over the years of that video of, really taking people aside and leadership. Luckily, we have our members. So when we look back at our 25 years, this has been a great experience, but nothing speaks better than the voices of our members, of who we are and what AMEC means to them.
I was thinking about it, and I have actually 4 words. A for absolutely, M for magnificent, E for example, and C of collaboration.
How would I describe in 3 words AMEC? There can be just 3.
The 3 words I would use to describe AMEC:
connected,
education, vital, quality, insightful, and leadership.
AMEC is imaginative, AMEC is inspirational,
And AMEC is a great gathering venue.
Learning and networking.
It's the place to have fun. It's a place to collaborate and to be inspired.
Professional, engaging, moving forward.
Friendly, generous, and inclusive.
Rigorous, accountable, and a standard bearer. And I appreciate the last point is 2 words.
I just heard that AMEC is turning 25.
That's a whole generation.
Here's to another 25.
Χρόνια πολλά, AMEC.
What I'm most excited actually is about the next generation of brilliant people that are going to take this industry even further forward.
Happy 25 years, AMEC.
I know several members who have been with AMEC since the beginning, and it's a pleasure and honor to work with all of them.
Happy birthday, AMEC. Here's to the next 25. You've achieved so much in the past few years. Happy birthday.
My colleague, AMEC, I'm not going to say Feliz cumpleaños.
You're turning 25, that's a great milestone, and I'm looking forward to the next 25 years.
I think the next 25s are actually going to be even more transformational for PR generally and the measurement industry.
I'm sure the next 25 years are going to be even more fantastic than the first were.
I can't believe AMEC is turning 25. In some ways, it feels like it's not old enough.
It's still a young one. It's got many years to go.
I can't believe it's been 25 years.
Felicidades, muchas gracias, AMEC.
I think there are more than 1,000 members, and in next 25 years, let it have 100,000 members.
Happy birthday, AMEC.
I look forward to the next 25 years.
Happy 25th anniversary, AMEC. And I'm so pleased to be part of this organisation, and I look forward to many more years to come.
We're glad to be contributing to AMEC, and we hope to be here many, many years more.
I cannot wait to see what we do this year, next year, and the 100 years after that.
Happy birthday, AMEC. It's been a real pleasure for me to have been involved so much for all 25 years. You've achieved so much, you've done so much. We're incredibly grateful to our executive team, Barry, to Julie, to, of course, the leadership of John and Nal.
Yeah. Great. Good memories. And then, I was able to share the stage yesterday with the 1980s rom-com star, which is pretty exciting. But I think let's not lose sight of the fact that you are all members of an association in here for a group that has its own theme song specifically written for us last year.
Check it out now. Yeah. 25 years, you're going strong. Congratulations now, it's like a birthday song. Freestyle, flow, let's go. Chilling with no stress. If you got a cocktail, listen up. Yeah, AMEC is the best. You already know that it's true. 2020, yeah, it threw us for a curveball, but we know we're coming back stronger. So let's go as a team. Well, yeah, you see, I know you all hate AVEs all day long, and yeah, it's true. Talking about the AMEC crew, global outreach. We gon' do it now, and you gon' teach and learn. Flip-flop it, either way. Amazing speakers and education every day. That's what I'm saying. On another level, though. Barcelona principles, yeah, 3.0. You know that's how you do. Measurement maturity mapper. You know all about that. I don't, yeah, you see. That data doesn't mean anything to me, but I'm learning slowly. It's amazing what you do, yeah. We believe that things gon' get better, and that's right. Talking about the vibe, the group here tonight. Today, wherever your time zone is, this is all about love, and that's why we'll never quit. All about good vibes. Now break it down one time, that's right. This song's in the key of A. AMEC vibes every single day. Legendary Barry, you know, Mr. CEO 2018 though. know. We had Richard at the helm, and everybody knows, yeah, you can tell it's always been good and it's bound to get better, and we're gonna get through all of this together. Planning, effective communications, that's what you do every day. No vacations, mentality, work hard, play hard too. Shout out to your whole crew and you, PR, vibing, working with that C-suite. Good vibes all day, now you see. Building models, framework, methodology, trust, reputation, credibility, metrics, data analytics. You're all about vanity metrics, don't work, don't doubt your insight, and yeah, that's true. 25 more years with all of you, yeah, and I know you see, they taught me all about no AVEs. Doesn't seem like equations that I want, but whatever, yeah, they're on that one. So we gonna talk about good vibes right now. Hopefully you had a good time. If you got a cocktail, glass of wine, toast to you, yeah, it's on. So this your little freestyle song, 25-year anniversary since 96, yeah, you see, that's legacy. 25 more, I know you know, yeah, we need more. Positive vibes, love, that's how we'll get through this ride. So I hope you had a good time. 21's gonna be amazing, that's right. And you know that it's true. Great countries, all of you. Summit 22's gonna be amazing, no. Hopefully we'll see you in person so we can do it like this. Yes, everybody knows, no stress. Like I said, you know what's the best. You know the answer, that's AMEC. Woo. Thank y'all for having me, I appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is. And we hope to see you soon. Peace.
Thanks so much for indulging those. They're always a little bit of a fun ditty, but it was important too because it brings us to the part of our summit that we have not had in 6 years, and that is we have the opportunity to thank Richard Bagnall for his 6 years of service as chair of AMEC. And I would ask all of you to please stand and give Richard a round of applause for his service. When Asim was talking in that video about people who have been here since the origins, Richard is one of those people. And his commitment to this industry and to this association has been tireless. And in the last 6 years, it has been even more so through, several challenges, through a new leader of the organization, which must have been an exciting time. But I think all of you hearing him here for the summaries, all of you hearing him speak at conferences, you know that this is one of the absolute beacons of thought leadership in our industry, and it has been such a blessing and a gift for all of us to have you as the leader and the chair of the association for the last 6 years, Richard. So thank you so very much. And as a small token of our appreciation, this does not come at an hourly rate. You should not calculate as far as your ROI. But we just want to give you this small thanks, which is some dining and wining, which we know is near and dear to your heart. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome, my friend. You will.
Do you want to say a couple of words?
Yeah, well, I better have, hadn't I? Well, thank you for your kind words. I thought I would just reflect on a couple of things. So it has been 26 years, bizarrely, since we became a member. You may not know that I was anti-AMEC, and it is AMEC, by the way. And I should also point out Francis Ingham called it AMEC today. I can point that. So he said in the video AMEC, but he knows to call it AMEC. But 26 years ago, it was a nascent UK content evaluation business of about 4 companies that got together. And my old company, Metrica, had only just started. And our founder, a chap a lot of you might know or know of, in fact, an old AMEC chairman, Mark Westerby, he said to me, I think we ought to join this association. And I said, why? And he said, well, we're going to be with our competitors and we're going to all talk about how we do our work and we're going to help each other be better. And I said, what on earth would I want to help our competitors be better? And it was him who said to me, well, Richard, a rising tide lifts all ships. And I still said, well, I don't think we should be members. And he overruled me, obviously, and we became members. And I think it's the best thing we ever did. And he was right and I was wrong. And he loves it. I don't know if he's watching online, but he loves it when I say that. So there you go, Mark. I know how much that will please you. But those early board meetings were in our office. They were what seemed to me very middle-aged old men used to come into our office. I guess that's me now, middle-aged old man. And I could never imagine what AMEC would become. I look with huge pride at what this association's achieved in how it's gone global. We've gone from these 4 or 5 members to quite literally hundreds right around the world. Our reputation, I think, is fantastic. We're acknowledged as a resource for best practice and education in our industry. And we've done so many things together. The Barcelona Principles, the Valid Metrics Framework, the Social Media Measurement Frameworks, the IEF, the Measurement Maturity Mapper, the Planning Resources, the Foundation Courses, the certificates. We've seen off vanity metrics and almost completely seen off AVEs, but we're going to get there with the support of our members. We've got a thriving and dynamic SIGs and chapters. We've got members, the caliber of which you could never have imagined. People like NATO, World Bank, UN, the World Food Programme, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The list goes on. Of course, the PR agencies, et cetera. So just can't imagine what this association has achieved. And I've been incredibly proud just to play a small part in that. 26 years ago, when I pitched for an account, it was always a greenfield site. I didn't have a competitor. It was a question of, is this value that someone wants to find a new budget to do some measurement or not? And of course now, it's the hottest topic with massive amounts of private equity, venture capital money coming into the market. The latest Burton Taylor report says that the media intelligence sector is worth at least $5 billion, and I believe actually it's worth a lot more. I don't think they count. It's not criticism of them, but I think there's a lot of money that is spent that isn't counted in that report. It was an industry no one understood. As a 26-year-old, 27-year-old man going to parties trying to impress the ladies, they'd ask me what I did, and I used to. This is my excuse why I didn't get married to my 40s. I couldn't explain what we did, and no one had ever heard of it. But it is a hot topic now, and I'm just so proud to have played a part in it. Thank you, Jonna, for what you've done over the years. But Julie as well. I'm not sure if Julie's in the room. Are you there, Julie? Julie is unsung hero behind the scenes. So thank you to the executive team. Barry, if you're watching, thank you for everything that you did, because it was really Barry's drive and vision that I think helped propel us from a UK association to this wonderful global association that we are today. Thank you to the board, past and present, that I've worked with. Thank you for indulging me and humouring me and giving me the opportunity. And thank you to all of the members for allowing me to chair it as well. It's been a huge privilege, and I look forward to supporting it in the future. So, there you go. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. And he has assured me that he will continue to support it because, he just now, after 25 years, finally realizes that it wasn't that he couldn't describe what he was doing. It was his body language, probably. So we're going to have another 25 years to diagnose that. And, I'm very fortunate that over the years, Richard and I have been friends as well. So to be able to work with him in his role as chair has been amazing. And it gives me great pride to say that it is a challenge to think about the handover from someone of 6 years and such a long tenure, but we are handing over to the very capable hands, as elected by the International Board of Directors, Asim Sood. Asim.
Thank you.
Would you like to say a few words?
Yes. So thank you all very much, and I'm really, really happy and looking forward to working as a chairman at AMEC. And I want to thank a few people before I do that. First of all, Richard Bagnall. I don't know how many of you know that it's been 6 years, but the first year when Richard started supporting AMEC as the chairman, he spent a lot more time than what was expected from him or what he was supposed to. And that was a very difficult year for AMEC. And had he not done that, I don't even know how would we have managed. I was on the board and I know what the difficulties that we went through. So thank you very much for that. And we know that we'll not let you go, and he's going to be supporting us going forward as well. And he's promised us that. And we have video recording now, right?
It's true.
And I must also tell you, when I was thinking about getting into this role, I got confidence from the fact that Jonna and Julie are there in the executive team, because that gave me confidence that yes, we will be able to take this association forward. So thank you for that. And I must also thank Jerry Ward. Is Jerry in the room?
He's just left.
He's the person who recruited me as AMEC member 15 years ago. So thanks to him. And I want to request all the board members who are there in the room to please stand up wherever you are, because we had a very good, very successful board meeting 2 days back. And I can tell you there are a lot of exciting things in store. All these people, and there are many more people, but they're not in the room today, but we are all volunteers, and I can promise you we are working on some exciting things, and we will need support of all our members to execute those things and bring better benefits to all our members. So thank you. I'm looking forward to working with you all. Thank you.
Thank you again, Richard. Thank you, Asim, for taking this challenge on for the next 2 years. It will be exciting and lots of adventures, I'm sure, to go. Let's hope it doesn't include another pandemic lockdown, because, well, that was amazing. I don't know how many of those I have in me. So,
thank you.
I also want to thank Julie for all of her tireless and ongoing support. Yeah, please, a round of applause, everyone, for Julie. She really is a great partner in making things happen to put that forward, and would be lost without her. So Julie, thank you so much. You really are appreciated. And a special thanks to Benita, who helped us coordinate and put on the summit this year. Yeah, Benita, we know that you are there. So thank you so much for all of your help and support. It's really amazing. And hopefully you'll all get to meet Benita next year. She is a lovely human being that will only add more spark and joy to any events that we have. So with that, I very humbly and thankfully close the 2022 AMEC Global Summit. I encourage all of you to share what you've learned here, talk to people about AMEC, encourage them to join on the conversation, because we are better with all of us and with additional contributors. And I'd love to see academics here talking about future papers that they're going to be using with AMEC contributors. So thank you all for allowing us to put this on. Thank you for your graciousness, for all of your support. It is overwhelming, and another reason why I love this community, and I love the fact that we have great leadership from the last 6 years and moving forward. So thank you all, and we will see you during Measurement Month, online in between, and in 2023 at the next summit. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jonna.
Thank you, Jonna.